hope you're doing well. Welcome to my channel. My name is Richard, and I have been working as a data scientist and MLOps engineer for last 2 years. Today, I'd like to share an exciting project where I am going to build an interactive dashboard web app using Streamlit. So this visualizes the historical population data of Canada by region. And by the end of this video, you will have full functional web that you can use to explore and analyze the data of your choice. This is meaningful for those who are seeking the way to bring your work and modeling to the production, so your work can be brought to the world, not only staying in Jupyter Notebook. I will update other projects and videos as well, so please subscribe and click the like button. And let me briefly show you the overall picture of this app. So this simple app that can be deployed to local machine or AWS cloud or a Streamlit community. But right now I'm showing this on a local machine. So under the title, if you click this hyperlink, it leads to the original data set which I am using for this web app. And under that, you can see the entire data frame. Actually, this is pandas data frame. So you can check the overall idea of the data you are dealing with. I mean, the user can see. And under that, you have selection boxes where you can choose starting date and the end date, where the period in which you can analyze the population data. And also you can choose the state of Canada, which state you want to see. So you can select by quarter. I will show you. Let's do it from second quarter 2000 and Q4 of 2011, Nova Scotia. Analyze, and it shows the population trend of the single state you choose. This is starting population, and this is population at the ending period that you choose. And in the second tab, you are also able to make comparison between different regions. So for example, you can delete or add more regions, so you can make comparison between Nova Scotia, Quebec, and Manitoba, something like that. Yep. So this is the overall functionality of the dashboard, and let us begin the hands-on practice. So first of all, we have to set up the environment. But before that, let me show you the data. I've already created folder and put our data in it as CSV file. So data structure is very simple. So in the first column says quarter, and the data are each quarter of each year, and the other column shows each region and the number of population of each region per period. So we're gonna be using this data set, but before starting to coding, we need to do the environment setting, as I said. So please go to Anaconda from shell. If you don't know how to use it, well, I will make different video, but you can also Google it or YouTube, find it in YouTube how to install Anaconda. If you install Anaconda package, I think you can use the PowerShell. So we need to move into the directory we are in. Desktop, Streamlit. And inside of this directory, we're gonna be creating new environment in which we're gonna install Streamlit. So conda create name Streamlit virtual environment, and we're gonna set up Python 3.10. It will take some time to install the package. If it comes, I'll just enter Y and press enter. Okay, it's done, and let's install pip install. No, before that we have to activate the virtual environment. Conda activate Streamlit virtual environment. See, the environment has changed from base to Streamlit virtual environment, and now we install the Streamlit. Pip install Streamlit. So why we create a virtual environment? It's because we need to isolate each environment where packages are installed, different packages. So, because sometimes you know, different project uses different packages, and so if you don't create virtual environment and just install everything in global environment, sometimes it clashes. Dependency there's gonna be a dependency problem, and the app's not gonna be just not working. So in order to avoid those kind of problem, we isolate environment by creating virtual environment. Okay, finally, so it's created. So how to check if it's installed without any problem? We check it by Streamlit hello. Then it will pop up demo web app. Yeah, this is the welcome page of Streamlit. You can see the potential of Streamlit by clicking this menu. It will show you like what Streamlit is capable of. Something like this, yeah. Built-in mapping. Yeah, something like this. Is it very cool? Yeah, actually it supports the geospatial data analysis too. I think it's very cool. And it can also show you data frame and codes, you know, something like this. Yeah. Yep. Let's put it down and just quit. Let's put it down and let's set up. So as we are doing coding, we need to check the result of our coding. So what I'm gonna do from now is let's create a Python file called main, and let's see. Let's set up the environment for development here. Import Streamlit as st. By the way, you need to select interpreter so you can code with much more comfort. Import hello world, no, st title hello world, save. And you wanna check if your code is properly running on the local machine. On the terminal you can type streamlit run and your file name, then it will bring you the web app that you just wrote. Yep, see, if you set it, go to setting and click run on save, it will change every time you type and save the file like this. So in order to minimize the unnecessary work, I just copy and pasted the data configuration, which said which data is string or which data is integer or something like that. So I set the quarter column as string here and the rest of the columns as integer. And there's one problem, I forgot to install matplotlib as pyplot. So we need to cancel. Sorry, it must be matplotlib. I will come back after it's finished. Okay, it's finished, so let's continue. Yep, so I'm going to explain. So we're going to import Streamlit and pandas for data frame manipulation, and NumPy for data configuration, and matplotlib for data visualization. And the app is complaining us to restart. Okay. So it's blank because there's nothing on our code that tells it to show anything on the page. So we're gonna be building the title and widget before we going to the logic. So let's start with title. st title. Population of Canada, and we're gonna do the markdown, explaining where the data is coming from. st markdown. Source table is from, you use square bracket to insert hyperlink. Oops. I'm gonna just copy and paste the address, and let's hit the save. Rerun. Yep, it's showing. Let's set it again. Setting one on the save. Yeah, you see the title and markdown, and let's click the hyperlink. Yep, so it's functioning correctly. Yep. So let's go to next. So next thing is that we gonna be expanding, make the expander where you show the pandas data, right? It's very simple. You can just read st expander, see full data here, and write df. So df is the data frame we imported from this CSV file with the data type configuration. So yep, so this is code. Let's see how it goes. Yep, you see the expander here saying see full data, and if you click here, and it will show you the data frame, and it's interactive. You can mingle with the scroll. Yes, or you can you know, align the data by clicking it. So there's the expander. So next thing, we're gonna be creating widgets. You're gonna create like 3 widgets for selecting starting date, ending date, and which region we wanna look at. So and those widgets are gonna be in the form, and in the form we place widget, and at the end of the form we place analyze button. So with that, if you click the button with the set of details that you set in with the widget, and it will bring the visualization. So we're gonna be building form first. Form, just naming, and within the form we want to set 3 widgets horizontally. If you want to set it vertically, you can just do it, just writing code, but if you want to set it horizontally, we need to set the columns. So we do it like this: column 1, column 2, column 3, Streamlit column, three columns like this, and in this configuration, we're gonna set the first column where you can choose starting date with col1, right? So with the column 1, we're gonna give the guidance to the user, where you say select the starting date. Yep. And we're gonna, within this widget, we're gonna put select box and slider. So start quarter, select box, quarter. So quarter is really showing on the select box, and you will set options in list. There are four quarters from 1 to 4. I'm just gonna Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And so, okay, you set the column, the options, and you want to set the index. So what it does is that it sets default value. So in this case, I want to set it as 2, because we can see the starting date is from Q3. But some of you might ask, why not 3? It's Q3. Why is it 2? In Python, everything starts from 0. So if you count from 0, 0, 1, 2, so 2 becomes 3. And key. This is the variable that distinguish this entire code from others by writing start Q. Yep. And next is start here. And we're not going to use the select box. We're going to use slider. So it goes, yep, slider. And what's the default rating? Year and minimum value and maximum value and value. Value is the default value. And step is the by how many steps you want to slide. So if you set it 1, you can slide by 1. It will change by 1. But if you set it 10, it will change by 10. And same as above coding, we set it as start Y to distinguish it from other similar codes. So here's the thing, you don't want to do hard coding. well, you can just do hard coding by just putting the minimum value from the data table, but that's it's just not good practice. Just avoid hard coding. So here I'm gonna find the minimum and the maximum year of the data. So we can set it in that line. So first we're gonna find years. So its period is within quarter column in data frame, but it's mixed with quarter and the year in the same column, so we need to split it by space. So how do we do it? String split, and after split it's gonna be split by space, so it's gonna be Q 1 2 3 4 and the year, but you want the year, so we select 1, so it's 0 and 1, so 0 0 so it's selected by space, so it's gonna be, these parts will be 0 and this part will be 1. Yeah, so we put 1, and we wanna set the type as integer. And okay, so we have only years in our years variable, so it's time for us to find the minimum year. So years min max year. Oops. Here's max. Okay, so we have it. Yep. So we put these values into respective place. Next, yeah. Value, the default value. Since this is starting year, we wanna set it as minimum year and save it. Oops, what's happening? It doesn't matter. It shows this error because the form need to have submitting button always, but we are not there yet. We need to make other widget first. Okay, so it's time for us to move to next step, which is ending date. So because column 2 is using same structure as column 1, we gonna just simply copy and paste. Like this. And change the name, column 2. And select the ending date. And change the variable name as ending quarter. Same for the year. Same for the key. Ending Q ending here, and let's change the index. I want to change the default index. What's the last quarter? 1. Okay, so it's a bit 0, and we want to change the value, which is default value, as max. Yeah. Yep, it should be fine. Let's save. Yep, it's doing as expected. Let's go for the third column. So we're gonna say select the region, and we're gonna put the select pass this time. So let's do it. We'll set the variable as target. Select box. And there are many variables in the select box. So first one is title. Choose location. And the second variable is options, which is like the things you can select. So it's gonna be it has to be from column, df column, you know. Df columns. We want to include columns, but we want to exclude the quarter column. So it has to start from column 1. So quarter column is column 0. How do we do it? Is that we just simply put it like this. It starts from 1 to wherever it ends, and index as 0. So index 0, if you set index as 0, it will show the index 0 as a default value. So if you change it index 1, it's, see, this is going to be changed. So okay, so we've successfully set all the widgets, and the final step for our form is to set the analyze button. Let me just set it. So submit button equals st button, and you set the character as analyze, right? Analyze, well, set, yeah. And type, as primary, and save. um, what is okay, so it's not button, it's actually form submit button, yeah, and it will show the button here. Yep. And I'll show the difference between primary and secondary button. It's just different design, that's all. Oops, nope, secondary. Yeah, see. But I like the red color better, so I will put it primary. Yep, everything is done. So, but right now, even though we click analyze, it's not gonna show anything because we haven't set the logic behind it, and it's time for setup logic to show the visualization. Hi guys, so next we'll be building tab 1, and if you remember what was in tab 1, there was a matrix showing the difference between starting and ending period, the population difference, and there is 2 columns, so column 1 showing metrics and column 2 showing the line graph of the population change. So we will go with building definition and build logics with those 2 tabs and 2 columns. So it goes like display population and start date and date target. So target is state, and tab 1, tab 2. This is how you build tabs in Streamlit. Tabs, and you put the name of the tab, so we set as population change, and for second tab we set it as compare. Because we compare between regions, and we build a tab 1, and we put subheader title, we'll use f string, population change from start date to end date. Oops. Yep. Here start date and end date, yeah, it comes from the input here. Yep. And with this we build column 1, column 2 as I shown in above, as the columns. 2 columns, and with column 1 so we have to set the variables which is date, so we can assign it to metrics. So we will build initial variable for starting date. So df log, we will get it from the data frame. Quarter, we'll get it from the data frame, and column quarter where start date, where the value is same as start date and target. And same as final. I will just copy and paste. Quarter, end date. So we set our variable, and we will also we'll be also showing the percentage difference in delta. So if you remember what delta is, so delta is the variable in ST matrix that shows how many percentage has been changed from the initial to end value. So let's create percentage diff variable, and we want to round it, so the dashboard doesn't look messy. And we want to get difference from final, between final and initial, and we want to divide it by initial, and you want to show it as percentage, so we multiply by 100, and we want to cut it in second decimal point, so I put 2. So that's a percentage difference. And on delta, we assign percentage difference, but we use f string. Oops. Okay, so delta is ready. So final, it's time for us to set up metrics. So set up metrics, and it's so start date. So you wanna put 2 metrics, so it can show starting date and end date. In second metric, we'll show end date with delta. And value. Is initial. second metric, you're gonna show end date, value, final. But this time with delta. Okay. Okay, so let's check if this is built properly. Start date, end date, target. Okay, so if you see here, we have target variable or level, but we haven't set the start date and end date, and we have to set it to test, and I will show you how to. So before the definition, we will set start date, assign value to the variable. So function actually works with initial and final variables, and in there we assigned start date, and it must be from CSV file. So the structure must be like this: quarter and year divided by space, and we will assign it like this. Start quarter, space, start year, and same for end date. And ending quarter, ending yeah. Okay, so variable are set, and now it's time to check. Rerun. Yeah, it's showing. But this is not good. It's very hard to read. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna format it. So how do you format it? Where does it come from? It comes from the value initial, and you just use f string to format it. Use colon, and let's save it and rerun. Oops, there's a problem. What am I missing? Oh, okay. Let's see how it's going. Yeah, see. So it's been formatted. Let's do the same thing to the second metric, and you put final. Okay, and rerun. Yep, all good, and the delta is showing good too. And next time, what do? We add visualization. So with column 2. We also make new variable that can be used to visualization, which is matplotlib. Yeah. So we're gonna be building a variable of starting index and ending index, and we will assign them to another variable which is filtered data frame, and that filtered data frame will set the period of the data that you want to see, and it will be assigned to matplotlib variable. So start index df lock, and where do we get the date from? Df quarter. Yep. Start date index same for ending index. Quarter and date. Index item. Yep. We set the variable for starting and ending date, and it's time for us to make filtered df. This time we're gonna be using index, so it's gonna be iroc. Start date, no, index and index. No, it should be, yep. And we're gonna say +1. Why say +1? Because this ending index is, the row in ending index is always not included in Python. So if you wanna include the row in ending index, you're gonna put +1. And it's time to build plot x subplot x plot, and what do we need? Filter df, yeah. And need quarter, and def target. So this is the x variable, and y, this is y variable, and we will set labels for x. Oops. I don't know why auto completion is not working. It's so annoying to type everything. So x variable is quarter, so I will name it as time, and set y label. So it's target, So I will say population. I mean, because you select the target as region, but the data itself is population. And we're gonna set xticks. So what xticks is doing is that it's gonna show label of the period. So in this label, you wanna show the date of starting period and ending period. Okay, so we need to put starting and ending period. So from filter df and quarter, what's the starting period? We use index 0. And ending period, let me just use arrow -1. So arrow -1 is the last one. And next, fig I'll figure auto format. And finally, in Streamlit you use pyplot. And let's see how it's doing. Rerun. Oop, there's something wrong. Cannot unpack iterable access object. Line 77. Okay. Okay, it should be subplots, not subplot. And rerun. Yep. Okay, it's working. Let's see. Oops. Let's change the date and analyze. Yep, it's changing. All good. So let's move to final part of this dashboard. We'll be building tab 2, where you can choose multiple regions to compare. With tab 2, let's set subheader. Select reasons to compare, and you assign a variable to assign it to matplotlib again. Select box, not select box, multi-select, and you choose other locations, and for variable you set option, and you want all the states or regions, so we're gonna be using all these names. So what are they? They are columns, right? df oops, actually filtered df columns, not columns, start from to end, like that. And you want to set default, oops, default value. Let's set default value as target. So what is target? Target is the target you select from this one, this widget. So if you select Nova Scotia on tab 2, it will show Nova Scotia as default, and from then you can add other regions. Okay, so time for subplot. Actually it's same with the subplot we used from the tab 1, but indent, but only difference is that you need to plot everything, every region that you select. So how do you do it? For each in all targets, as we set the variable here. Plot everything, yep, like that. But you change it each, and rest of them is same, just setting Rabel and yep, xtick, yeah, all good. And let's see how it works. It's working properly. You can add different places. Yep, it's showing working all good. And there's something we want to add, because there is certain case that user maybe choose wrong date. So we will set the algorithm for that. So if start date not in df quarter to list. So if the start date is not in the list of the values of the quarter from the data frame, and also or end date not in df quarter to list, then Streamlit will show error. No data available. Check your quarter and year selection. And else. house display dashboard, and let's try. So starting year 1991 starts from quarter 3, but let's select quarter 1. Yep, it's showing error. Good. And the other error I'm thinking about is that if the starting date, ending date is before the starting date, it also have to show error. So let's put the case elif, and before start date and date, and then it will show error. Date do not work. Start date must come before end date. Dot, and we will set this function. Okay. Def start and start date again. We will set the variable which will work on later. Date format date for comparison, start date and date. And if start date is bigger than number of end date, return true, else return false. Okay, so last thing we wanna set is the format. So what I'm gonna do is that we need to set it as number. I mean, like set this value as number so it can be compared. So what I'm gonna do is that, so we set date, but date is actually start date or end date. And if you look at the start date, it's start quarter and start quarter space start year, or ending quarter space ending year. So if you look at, if you set it date 1 is it's pointing at these values, values after Q. So if it's Q2, if it's Q2, we will add 0.25 because Q1 is starting point, so nothing adds to Q1. So if date 1, which is 2, so if it's Q2, we return float date 2.5. So after 2 is it's year, it's pointing at year, year value, and after that we will add 0 point something something, and elif actually I'm gonna copy and copy it again and set it 0.575 3 4 and else return just nothing, so this is Q1. Okay, everything is set. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we will select, oops, okay, so let's test it. So this is the normal case, where it shows the display, and this is the case where the quarter is not available for a certain year and it shows error. And for the last thing we worked on is that if the starting date is before the ending date, yep, it shows good, it shows perfectly. So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and try by it yourself. And next video will be deploying it to AWS using Docker and AWS Ubuntu Server. So please keep alarmed of my new update, and if you liked it, please consider buying me a cup of coffee, and hope you have a great day and enjoy. Cheers.